friends, how are you today? My name is Miss Sally and I brought my book back today. Shall we see what story we have today? Oh, it's one of my favorites. Scaredy-Cat Splat by Rob Scotton. Oh boy. Mom, cried Splat, there's a scary spider on my jack-o'-lantern. He's small and hairy with really funny eyes. Splat's voice wobbled with worry. But you're small and hairy with really funny eyes, said his mom. Splat thought for a moment. But I haven't got 8 legs, he replied. If you had, maybe you'd be a scary spider too, teased his mom. Splat made a scary spider face. Can you make a scary face? Splat's mom caught the spider under a glass jar. Splat looked closely at the spider. It didn't look too scary now that it was trapped. Oh, that scary spider looks sad. Can I take the spider to school for Halloween? Asked Splat. We've all made jack-o'-lanterns and everyone's dressing up in costumes. And Mrs. Wimpy Dimple is going to tell a ghost story and there's a prize for the scariest cat and I want to be the scariest cat. So please can I take the spider to school? Please, he added without taking a breath. Okay, said Mom. Where's your Halloween costume? Asked his mom. Scat pulled out a broom from his closet and sat astride it. Aha, look at me. I am a scary witch's cat, cried Splat, racing around the kitchen. You certainly are scary, replied his mom. Then disaster struck. Splat tripped over his tail, and with a crack, the broom handle snapped in two. His scary witch's cat costume was ruined. Now I've got nothing to wear, Splat groaned. Even Seymour couldn't console him. Oh, he's sad. Splat's mom had an idea. She stuffed some old socks with scrunched up newspaper and tied them to Splat with a string. There, she said. Splat looked in the mirror and jumped back with a squeal. Oh, I scared myself, he said. He looked again, and this time he smiled. Look at me, he cried, waving his sock legs. I'm a big, scary sock spider. Should we count his legs? Make sure he has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now he's a scary spider. Splat placed his jack-o'-lantern and spider in his wagon and set off to school. On the way, he met Spike, dressed up as a mummy, and Plank, dressed up as a skeleton. They're pretty scary, said Splat. Seymour nodded and trembled a little bit. But I'm scarier, said Splat. Splat made his scariest spider face and growled. Can you make a funny, scary spider face? Spike and Plank didn't even blink. Instead, boo! Cried Spike. Boo! Cried Plank. Splat yelped and jumped high in the air and landed in a heap. Aw, Splat sighed. Spike and Plank are both scarier than me. Seymour nodded and trembled a little bit more. I'll never win prize for the scariest cat, said Splat. The sock spider and skeleton and the mummy continued on their way to school. In class, everyone showed their jack-o'-lantern. Splat's jack-o'-lantern made everyone laugh. Aw, Splat sighed. I never win the prize for scariest cat. Seymour shook his head. Everyone placed flashlights in their jack-o'-lanterns, and Mrs. Wimpy Dimple turned down the lights and whispered in her best ghost story voice, in the dark, dark wood, there was a dark, dark house. And in the dark, dark house, there was a dark, dark room. And in the dark, dark room, there was a dark, dark box. And in the dark, dark box, what's in the dark, dark box? There's a ghost, Mrs. Wimpy Dimple cried, and the class jumped with fright. Oh! Splat was so startled, his tail whipped around and sent his jack-o'-lantern spinning through the air. And what goes up must come down. Do you see what happened? I think it came down right on his head. Uh-oh, Splat. Unable to see anything, Splat tumbled around the classroom. Whoo, whoo! Everyone shrieked as the pumpkin head glared at them and made strange hoo-hooing noises. Oh no. Mrs. Wimpy Dimple turned on the lights and lifted up the wayward jack-o'-lantern off of Splat's head. The shrieking turned to laughter, and Splat fell out. Calm down, hushed Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. Now, class, who should win the prize for being the scariest cat? Splat! They all cheered. I guess he got to win for scariest cat after all. Look at his funny, scary face. Let's do another scary face. Ready? It's fun to do that sometimes. I hope you enjoyed my story today. I sure had fun reading it to you. I hope you have a fun Halloween, and I hope you enjoyed my book. I'll see you next time. Bye.